Good morning. Welcome to Preacher's Art Tutorials. We are in my studio and getting ready to do a simple painting where you actually will not need brushes. I do this in brushes, but not all of us has gone out and bought our supplies yet. So I'm going to show you how to do a beautiful painting with something as simple as paper towels, a credit card, and just a little bit of practice. You can also go out and find beginner's brushes at places like Dollarama and other dollar stores. There's acrylic paint bottles, which are great for starting out and actually doing some wet on wet work that you can pick up at Dollarama for about $2 a bottle. And being as you only need your 5 primary colors, which we'll discuss later, it'll cost you $10 to get your first little bit of paint. They do sell at the dollar stores, especially Dollarama. You can pick up very inexpensive canvases and a canvas board. But in the meantime, let's get into using stuff that we have with us already and see what we can come up with. Hang tight. We're going to get underway in just a second. The first instrument we're going to use is not a paintbrush. We all have paper towels. If you take your paper towel and you scrunch it up like so, it will suffice for a brush for the painting we're going to do. You will actually be amazed at what we can come up with a little bit of paper towel. Now, you do have to use a little bit of paper towel, so have a roll handy. There you go. And once your paper towel gets a little bit used up, throw it away in the garbage and make a new brush for yourself. Another magic tool we'd use is just your regular scrubber sponge. As you can see, I've used this sponge a few times. It absorbs paint, keeps paint in it for a while, but it also helps when you're setting up your background to your painting. Painting on a white canvas can be a little distracting, so what I like to do, unless I'm doing the black and white, and even so with a black and white, is just put a gray or a light brown tint to your canvas, let it dry, and then we get to move on. And this takes away the brightness of the white, which can be very distracting, and plus an underground hue to your painting gives it more depth and more character. Now open up your wallet, folks, because here's an impromptu palette knife. You can use a regular business card, or you can use an old credit card or an old points card or a gift card that's been used up and you've maintained, and this instrument here will replace this instrument for doing fine lines, shore lines, water lines, building tree trunks and branches. What you can do with this card, when I show you the technique, or your credit card, it's actually amazing. Masking tape. Want to create a nice border on your painting, to frame it, like you've seen some of mine on my website, reveridgefinearts.com. You'll notice a lot of my paintings have a nice white border. What I'll do with this masking tape is just tape the edges of my border. Kind of like if you look real close, you'll see that I've prepped this one up for our next painting video. You can see the masking tape right along here. When the painting is finished, I just take a blow dryer and I just heat that tape up just a little wee bit and I peel it off. You don't need to do it with a hair dryer if you're very careful. If you rip it too fast, you may damage your canvas, so just take her off nice and slow. But when you're finished, you will have a beautiful border that you can enjoy. Kind of like the painting you're seeing on my easel right now. That white border around the church was created with masking tape. The important thing about this short video, before I post up my video of the first painting, is to let you know that you can be an artist and you can create with what you have at home. When you get comfortable or you have a little bit of extra money, head off to the dollar store. You can buy dollar store bottles of paint for, like I said, for like $2. They'll last you quite some time. And you just get into it. So check out my next video. We're going to do a painting. Actually, maybe we'll do a painting on this video very quickly. Stand by while I get into my creative mode, grab my painter's hat, my lucky piece, and we'll be right back. There you go, that's better. I've got the creative hat on there. I'm feeling in the mood to do a little bit of painting. The product I'm going to use today, okay, and there's many brand names of this style of product, is right here. Deco Art. These little packages of paint, little bottles of paint, like I said, are $2 at a dollar store. Today I'm going to be using black, and I'm going to be using white. We have a canvas all set up, which I will show you in a second. We have lots of paper towels. We have a credit card, and we have our imagination. Now remember, imagination is a great thing. When you're following along, you do not have to replicate everything that I'm putting on canvas. Use the techniques, but if you want to change up what's in the canvas, if you want to change the landscape, if you want to change the shoreline, or add an extra island, or put a couple of birds up in the sky, make this your own. If you want to do exactly what I'm doing, that's great, but the joy of creativity is the originality of what you do. It's putting yourself into the painting. Imagine it, and remember what Pablo Picasso said. If you can imagine it, it's real.